What's up, guys? Ryan here, back with another video. And in this video, I'm looking to go short here on the Dow Jones. Okay. Only if and when we get our signatures here. Optimal advance, we need the William percent R to create SMT for then us to proceed to go short. Right? I like this little consolidation in here. Okay, this is a 5-minute fair value gap. I'm just gonna get rid of that. Have a balanced price range within the order block here. Okay, this is our last line in the sand. But if and when price comes above here, I'm going to look to go short. Okay, we're already getting William percent R signatures, so I want to see price rip up into here. I like that 65 level, right? One of the levels that we look for. Okay, we went short. We're going to wait for the order to fill because whenever I start recording, my computer takes a lifetime to execute. So I did press that sell button. We're going to see that order fill here in a second, hopefully. Right, so we're short. I want to go short again in here. Going to wait for this order to fill. Computer is very, very slow. I don't know if we're going to get a fill today. It's all right. Okay. Looking for shorts here, guys, below the low and below this low down here. Right? Stop would be above this high. I don't know where my order is. It should already be there. Right? So we have a run on liquidity. Okay. We've broken down. We have an order block, fair value gap. Okay, equal lows primed in here, and this would ultimately be the low that I would be targeting. Okay, right, there is more room for us to go down here. The sell side liquidity pool resting below that low right there. I have no idea where my order is. Oh, actually, you know what? I know what's going on here. Big mistake. Oh, nope, executions are on. Okay, that's interesting. Right, so I clicked sell multiple times in here. I don't know what's going on. But at this point, yeah, so we were in. Right, we're looking for expansion below this low. Oh, there you go. Finally popping up now. That's pretty bad. It's okay. Right, so at this point here, first target has been hit. We're just going to put the stop loss above this high. And we're going to put TP for now below here. Okay, guys, here optimal advance, we only target that 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Right, so whenever we're taking live trades, if and when you want to do that, it's totally up to you. We want to be getting out at that 2-to-1, so we're just going to map that out here, right? So our stop loss would be above the balanced price range, right? And our TP would be right about here. So I'm going to scale out one position here. If and when we get down here. Okay, so one's going to come off at 2-to-1, and then we're going to let the rest of the position run for potentially the low down here. And yeah, we're just going to see how this all plays out. Right, we've already moved lower quite a bit today. I started the session pretty late. So didn't really get to participate in any of the moves that happened earlier in the session. That's okay. Right? So at this point here, right, see how we're compressing? We're going to expand either for our stop or we're going to get the delivery that we want to see lower. For me personally, I don't like seeing that William %R come back above the original SMT there. So that's not a good sign for us. But again, right, it doesn't matter. Losing trades do not affect our profitability. Why? Because we're going to lose less than anticipated here, if that's the case, right? We came up into our area, caught the high, price then moved lower, taking out this low, right? So now my stop is technically above this high, right? So instead of risking, say 1% here, now I'm only risking 0.5%, right? So we're mitigating our risk and managing our trade as price delivery is unfolding, which is ultimately all we can do, guys, right? We just need to get in when we're supposed to, manage our trade how we know how, and manage our trade efficiently, right? That's all we can do. Press the button when we should, right? Follow the plan, okay? And as the trade begins to progress in our direction, right, we want to be managing our trade accordingly, right? We want to be managing our capital, preserving capital, and also putting ourselves in a position to compound capital, which I have done here, right? And in every single trade that we take, that's what we want to do. We want to preserve capital, which I'm doing here, managing the stop. So I was originally risking, let's say 1%. Okay, now I'm only risking probably less than 0.5%, right? So even if it were to take out my stop, right, I'm losing less than anticipated, right? And that is a huge win, guys. Huge win. Traders have to shift their mindset and understand that losing less than your anticipated amount that you're risking is a huge win. Huge win. Okay, and then also giving myself an opportunity to compound capital, right? Going to be getting out here if and when this gets hit at that 2-to-1. We need some big candles here lower pretty soon, right? We need some displacement because we haven't really gotten displacement from this high, right? From our entry. We want to see some big candles here. We don't want to see price come back up into our fair value gap here. We want to see low resistance liquidity runs. Lower. So we're going to get ready to take our initial 2-to-1, right? You want to be securing profits here at this 2-to-1. Stop can go to break even here, guys. We're not expecting price to come back up, right? So after this 2-to-1, if and when it does get hit at all, okay. So our 2-to-1 just got secured, right? And this is all that we target, guys, right? Look how long we've been in the marketplace for. We've literally been in the marketplace for 8 minutes. 8 minutes. Okay, we got our 2-to-1 secured, and we're gonna let our runners run. Okay, we're just gonna grade, or we're going to. Yep, I like the 100 pip expansion in here. Okay, so we're at break even. We got our 2-to-1, awesome. If we want to run towards this low down here, which I could reasonably expect, okay, that's fine, that's awesome. We'll let a runner go. But at this point, we're break even. We've secured our 2-to-1, and we've done a great job at preserving our capital and also giving ourselves an opportunity to compound capital. Very, very important. Okay, so if we expand and we want to get exaggerated here, I want to see candles like this. Okay, for the slowdown here. I'm completely okay with taking my profits right here instead of this low. Why? Because I don't need to capture the highs and lows and capture absolute massive RR moves, right? I've already gotten my 2-to-1. If price wants to run for this 100 points, sure, I'll be a participant, but if not, I'm totally okay with it. We're just going to take a quick peek here at the retracement. Okay, what's the retracement look like here? 20-point retracement into our optimal advanced setup. Okay. Okay, going from the bodies here. Roughly a 35-point range. Right, guys, and a lot of times this is why we get out at 2-to-1s, right? Especially on these micro time frames, is because we do oftentimes get a lot of back and forth. And if you notice here, right, do we get any profound fair value gaps? No, we haven't yet. We haven't gotten displacement like this or even like this, right? We haven't gotten that displacement yet, right? We need to see that if we're going to get our runners to hit TP, right? We need to see big down close candles hunting the liquidity below the marketplace, right? And yes, we do have optimal advanced signatures here to go short again with the William %R. Okay, but there's no profound fair value gap in here, right, to be a participant of. And I'm okay with these two original entries. I don't need a pyramid here. Right, so we want to see big, profound candles with lots of velocity here running towards the sell side. Very nice couple entries here. Right, so 1 2-to-1 captured, and then this right here is going to be roughly a 5-to-1, 5.5-to-1. I do suspect that if we do trade through this low here, we're probably going to be trading to this low. But again, guys, I'm completely okay with getting out here. I don't need to capture the full move. It's not necessary for profitability. Right, so if we take this high out, guys, again, we're not seeing those big candles. Yes, we had them here. We need to continue to see them, right? So if we do trade back above this high, I'm going to expect our stop loss to get hit here at break even. But again, we want to see these continued big down close candles, right? We want to see that low resistance liquidity run delivery. And if we don't get that, we're probably going to get stopped out, right? So again, you guys hear me say this all the time. Understanding the stages of delivery is going to be essential to your trade management. It's going to be essential to trade selection, right? Because we had this small little consolidation in here, right? What's a consolidation signify, guys? What does it mean? Okay, they're building orders above and below the marketplace to then let the market and the algorithm take its course. Right? Consolidations are super, super important. We can't, power of 3 cannot occur unless there's a consolidation, right? Here, for example, we have consolidation, expansion, and then reversal, right? So this is the external power of 3 model that we look for, right? Consolidation, expansion, reversal. So that's the turtle soup external range liquidity setup that we would be hunting if we were to trade that type of framework, right? But because we trade internal range liquidity, right? We want to see that consolidation, retracement, expansion. That's the power of 3 that we hunt here at Optimal Advance. So understanding price delivery, consolidation, expansion, retracement, and reversal alongside power of 3 and the 2 ways power of 3 will deliver. Very, very important and very, very crucial to your trade management. This fair value gap in here needs to preferably hold, and we need to get those big candles. I'm still waiting for speed and magnitude lower, which we have not gotten. And that's the beautiful thing about Optimal Advance, right? We've secured our 2-to-1 here, right, guys? Whenever we get these signatures, we are most likely, and if you're on the right side of order flow, right, we're going to get that 2-to-1. We are going to get that 2-to-1 risk to reward a lot of the time, guys. A lot of the time. Very, very beautiful setup here, guys. Very, very nice. Right? So much to learn in every single trade that I post in the management, right? There's something to learn from it, right? And I know I'm very, very repetitive, right? And that's because I don't have anything new to give you guys. I'm here to give you guys the right information, the correct information, right? To then go and apply it, execute, and do it, right? A lot of times in this space, in this business, right, there's just a plethora of new information coming at you all the time, right? And that's a part of the reason why a lot of traders aren't successful, because they system hop, because they jump, and that's not how we get to where we want to go, right? It's practicing the same information, right? Keeping the main thing, and there's going to be little tweaks here and there for sure, right? And that's completely okay, but we don't want to completely deviate from the main thing. We want to keep it simple. We want to keep refining what we're good at and what we know works. We don't want to implement brand new things all the time, right? That's not going to get us where we want to go, right? Kobe Bryant, when he began to play basketball, didn't just switch to ice hockey, right? We want to stay in our arena. We want to stay in our fast lane and what we're good at, and that's where we want to be, right? We don't want to deviate from the original plan. And so if you guys are still watching this video, and if you are trading Optimal Advance, okay, and you're using it as your framework, go all in on it. Don't deviate from it and go over here and over there, right? Because with this trading plan, right, if you get out at 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio, if your hit rate is 50%, you're still going to do very, very well in this industry, right? And so again, guys, if you guys are trading Optimal Advance, go all in on it, right? It works. I've showed you guys it works, right? It's a great trading plan. Gonna see if this high here gives us turtle soup signatures, these equal highs in here. We're gonna see if we want to reject from here. At this point, I think it's unlikely. I think that our stop is going to get hit, but this potentially could give us SMT characteristics maybe on NASDAQ, but at this point here, we're going to expand. There's going to be an expansion move, either lower or higher, and this is our last line of defense. If we just trade back above this high here, I reasonably expect that our stop is going to get hit on this break-even position, risk-free position. But we are going to get big candles, and hopefully they're in our direction. Yep. Guys, we're going to get stopped here on the remainder of our position. So 1 2 to 1 was secured. All right. And that's more than enough on the day. More than enough. All right, guys, with that being said, our break-even position just got hit. So 2 to 1 secured within about 8 minutes. Okay, we had runners that we were looking for. Obviously, they didn't pan out, but great trade management, great job preserving capital as well as giving us a chance to compound capital as well. All right, guys, so until next time, I hope you guys have an awesome day and good luck and good trading.